You stand at the precipice of possibility, where the roar of oil wells fades behind you, and a new horizon stretches out untamed. Uncharted, alive with promise. In that silence, feel the pulse of change beneath your boots, a rhythm not of black gold, but of opportunity that transcends any single commodity. John Rockefeller once bent an industry to his will. Today, you stand at the edge of your own frontier, ready to forge a legacy that reaches beyond oil. Imagine the world as he saw it in the late 1800s, kerosene lamps flickering in darkened streets, the promise of light yet shackled to the whims of nature. He harnessed those flickers, corralling chaos into Standard Oil's vast network. But Rockefeller understood something few, that true wealth is not confined to one resource or one era. It is the vision to see what lies beyond, the courage to pivot when the ground shifts, the discipline to plant new seeds amid old fields. In that principle lies our first secret. Mindset. Mindset is more than attitude. It is the loom on which your future is woven. It demands the steel-forged conviction of a pioneer marching into unknown territory. Picture Rockefeller in Cleveland, 1863. Just a clerk with a ledger and a dream, but with an iron belief that oil's power was only the beginning. He did not ask permission of fate, he seized control of it. And so must you. To think beyond oil is to challenge the assumptions that hold others captive. That success is linear, that industries endure forever, that comfort is safety. Embrace the unthinkable, that your greatest returns may spring from investments in technology, in people, in causes that reshape civilization itself. When you cast your gaze beyond what is familiar, you ignite the spark of belief. Belief is the combustion engine of ambition, fueling ideas until they become reality. Rockefeller believed that every barrel he refined carried within it not just profit, but progress, the prospect of new industries, of jobs, of entire cities rising from humble beginnings. Follow that example. Invest not only in assets, but in narratives, in the story of innovators who dare to twist possibility into purpose. Consider the visionaries of tomorrow, clean energy scientists, genetic engineers, architects of artificial intelligence. Their breakthroughs will reshape economies as profoundly as kerosene did in the 19th century. Your belief in them, your capital and your guidance, will forge the pathways they travel. Clarity carves a straight line through the fog of opportunity. Rockefeller's genius lay in relentless focus. He understood precisely what he wanted: a vertically integrated empire from wellhead to lamppost, and he eliminated every distraction. You too must distill your purpose to its purest form. What problem stirs your soul? What transformation do you yearn to ignite? Define it with crystal precision. Then marshal your resources toward that North Star. When distractions arise, and they will return to your clarity, let it serve as both compass and anchor, guiding every decision and steadying you in the storms of uncertainty. Vision emerges where clarity sets foundation. Rockefeller's vision extended far beyond refining oil. He saw the power of capital as a force for education, for medical research, for the uplift of humanity. In 1913, he endowed the Rockefeller Foundation, planting the seeds of public health initiatives that would eradicate diseases and extend lifespans. Today's visionaries must learn from that blueprint. Beyond oil, invest in human capital, in communities, in knowledge, in infrastructures that endure. Envision thriving cities powered by smart grids, students empowered by accessible learning, generations nurtured by breakthroughs in medicine. That is the canvas upon which your legacy will be painted. Purpose transforms ambition into service. Rockefeller understood that wealth untethered from purpose is hollow. His philanthropy was not an afterthought, but an integral strand of his empire's tapestry. He recognized that true prosperity elevates not just oneself, but society as a whole. As you branch beyond oil, tether every venture to a higher purpose. Let your investments heal, educate, innovate. Seek out entrepreneurs whose startups tackle climate change, or who create platforms that democratize opportunity. When profit and purpose intertwine, your returns compound not only in dollars, but in the lives you uplift. Discipline forges the path from vision to reality. In the crucible of competition, Rockefeller's discipline was legendary. He tracked costs like a merciless accountant, negotiated deals with surgical precision, and ruthlessly optimized every process. You cannot build an empire on scattering your efforts. Cultivate daily rhythms that align with your ambitions. Study market trends before dawn. Meet with innovators at midday. Refine your strategies at dusk. Let every hour become an investment in your future. When fatigue beckons, remember, discipline is the crucible where greatness is born. Action bridges the gap between thought and outcome. Rockefeller did not wait for markets to mature. He seized every opportunity to acquire, to refine, to distribute. In 1872 alone, Standard Oil absorbed 23 rival refineries. You must cultivate that same sense of urgency when you identify a breakthrough technology or a burgeoning sector. Move swiftly. Channel your capital and your network to accelerate its growth. But proceed with Rockefeller's caution. Conduct rigorous due diligence. Assemble battle-hardened teams. Cultivate strategic partnerships. Action without preparation is folly. Action underscored by discipline and clarity is the engine of transformation. Resilience is the unbreakable spine of every lasting venture. Rockefeller weathered public backlash, antitrust prosecutions, and accusations of monopoly, yet he persisted, adapting his empire's structure, engaging in legal battles with unwavering resolve, and ultimately re-emerging stronger. You too will face setbacks. Regulatory headwinds. Technological failures. Market downturns. Stand firm. Treat every obstacle as a crucible refining your strategy. Harvest lessons from failure, the misjudged merger, the product that fell short, the partnership that soared. Resilience is not mere endurance, it is the art of evolving under pressure. Legacy is born when your influence outlives your lifetime. Rockefeller's legacy is twofold: the economic foundations he built and the philanthropic institutions that endure today. Beyond oil, your legacy will emerge from the new frontiers you champion. Invest in research institutes that will pioneer tomorrow's cures, in educational endowments that will empower future leaders, in sustainable technologies that will safeguard the planet. Ask yourself, how will your impact echo through the centuries? Let that vision of legacy guide you in every boardroom, every negotiation, every quiet moment of reflection. Philanthropy is the crowning jewel of wealth. Rockefeller was unapologetically generous, viewing his fortune as a trust to bet on humanity's potential. He gave away more than half his wealth, yet his influence only grew. When you transcend oil, allocate a portion of your gains to causes that ignite your passion, whether it is eradicating disease, expanding access to technology, or preserving the natural world. Let your philanthropy reflect the audacity of your investments. By empowering others to dream and to build, you ensure that your story extends far beyond the final ledger entry. Adaptability is the lifeblood of enduring success. Rockefeller shifted from refining to railroads, from railroads to chemical ventures, always evolving as markets and technologies changed. The world beyond oil will demand the same fluidity. One moment you back a biotech startup, the next you explore decentralized finance, Then pivot to space infrastructure. Embrace change as an ally, not an adversary. Cultivate a mindset of perpetual learning. Read voraciously. Network with experts across disciplines. Embrace emerging tools. When the next seismic shift arrives, you will be ready to steer its currents rather than be swept beneath them. And so, as you stand on this threshold of possibility, remember the lesson from Rockefeller's greatest investment. Not the refinery in Cleveland, nor the control of every pipeline, but the audacious conviction that capital can shape humanity's destiny. Your frontier lies beyond oil, in realms that will define the next century. With mindset as your compass, belief as your fuel, clarity as your guide, and discipline as your forge, you will transform risk into reward, ideas into institutions, ambition into a legacy that outlives the ages. The horizon awaits. The call to invest in tomorrow's breakthroughs and to empower every individual they touch echoes across time. Answer that call with courage, conviction, and unwavering purpose. Forge ahead. Transform worlds, and let your story shine as brightly as any flickering lamp that once lit the path of Rockefeller himself.